Oh, that's so much better. Okay, you guys, we're going to be talking about World War III, prepping, all the things. I feel like I need like a booster seat because I'm so short. Hi, Victoria. How are you? How's the camera quality? Is it better? I feel like this is a lot better, you guys. Hi, Abraham. Hey, Kayla. Hi, Jordan. I feel like this camera quality is a lot better. We're really experimenting with it. Simply Mark, hello, hello. We're on YouTube. We are on YouTube. Gabriel, hello, hello. It looks great. Absolutely. Aubrey, hello. You've never watched on YouTube? Oh, do you like it, Katie? I feel like I like YouTube a lot more. My truthful opinion is I do think TikTok is going down. I have a lot of reasons why. Maybe it's conspiracy theorist, but the fact that they're taking that extra 13% from creators, especially live creators. If you guys don't know that most of TikTok makes its revenue off of its live creators. Oh, you love the picture and the sound better? Me too. Me too. The picture has been a struggle. So I had all these other little cameras and they don't. What a waste of money. What a waste of money. They just don't do it quality, the justice. They take 13% extra. So right now they can take up to 63% of our earnings if we don't hit their little quotas. Jeremiah, thank you so much for saying that out loud. That is one thing, you guys. So on here, if you hold down the screen, if you're on your phone, it's going to drop another screen, hit that thumbs up, and that is going to help us a ton. Especially with the transition from TikTok to here. It's just a little bit different with the users. Yeah, so I think that they're grasping at straws. The app should be gone in April, and I have a feeling in 2 weeks we're still not going to hear anything about the sell of ByteDance, and China already told ByteDance not to sell. So, and if you don't know, Chinese really do follow what their government says. So if even though TikTok is owned by a Singaporean, ByteDance isn't. It's owned by China. Oh, thank you guys so much for the likes. I seriously appreciate it. Hello, Bush Wookie. You think the quality is better, Aubrey? Yes. We are live, Billy D. It's so nice to be live on here. I think it's just a matter of time. So trying to get everybody to come over here so that if it gets down to the final 2 weeks and you see everybody spiral out and crash out on live, they're all going to be like, oh no, the ban's happening. Somebody's going to save it, blah, blah, blah. We've already experienced this like multiple times. I just would rather have all my content here and not worry about it disappearing, which we know when they shut it down, they did make the app disappear. Like you had no access to it. So let's talk about World War III. This subject I cannot talk about on TikTok because first, I'll get a ban. Second, I will get censored. And third, I'll get hate speech. So what did you guys think about when Zelensky went into the Oval Office? How'd you guys feel about it? Sound is better than before? Yes. Well, I got this mic. Let's hope it's nice. We'll do some ASMR. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Joey. Welcome in. Hello, Chrissy. What did you guys think about it? So, a lot of people do not realize that when Zelensky was mic'd up, when they were talking about peace, right? And Trump and JD Vance were not fully on like the peace scale, but they were pretty much giving it to him raw, right? We know Ukraine is not going to win. They're not. Yeah. They're just not. They're not going to win it. They need the money, they need the people, and they need the weapons. Very simple. So, going into the Oval Office, you should probably already have an idea. And Zelensky needs to be realistic at this point. Russia's strong. I'm not saying I'm a Russian sympathizer, but they're strong. Oh, yeah, trying to get more. And so, if you guys didn't know, when they were arguing about the peace deal, not a lot of people were actually paying attention to the words being said. So, Zelensky puffed up his chest and he bowed his head down. And I only know this term because my best friend's stepmom is from Ukraine. So I've learned a lot of different words because she used to say them to us. Okay. So he puffed up his chest and he put his head down and he said, "Suk," underneath his chest. Does anybody know what that means in here? Do you guys know what that term means in Ukraine? It means bitch. That's what it means. It means bitch. And that is when you started to see the demeanor of everybody in the office change. Even though, yes, Trump loves to hear his own voice just echo. I mean, that's just what he does. Okay. He's always been like that. There's no doubt about it. But everybody in there in the Oval Office learns different terms. And I feel like that's what Billy D just said. Yes, it means bitch. Yep. So you have foreign policy happening on live camera. Hello, Homestead. Welcome in. Welcome in. You have live. Hello, Teresa. He sounded like he was coached. Oh, 100%. I can agree with that. Simply Mark, I agree. So the moment you have somebody calling another leader that, could you imagine like reverse the roles? Reverse the roles and say it's Putin and Trump talking, and Putin calls Trump a bitch. Or Trump, like reverse it completely. Trump calls Putin. How do you think those foreign relations are going to go? Do you think people are going to get a lunch? Do you think that they're going to get I don't think a lot of people understand the gravity of paying for a proxy war. Paying for a proxy war it technically is our war. And I do not agree with the mineral trade that Trump's trying to get. I think that we could get more minerals from Canada and work a trade with Canada a lot better than with Ukraine. I understand that they're trying to get back some of the money that's been invested, but at this point, you might as well call it a lost cause. There is no reason to get American hands into that soil because if we cross Putin, it puts us directly in the line of fire for World War III. It puts us, we've always been in Cold War era with Russia, right? We just don't like each other, but we kind of have like an agreement or what, you know what I mean? But if we put our fingers and our feet on the ground in Ukraine and start extracting stuff from it, that brings blood to the game. That's essentially what it does. It brings blood to the game. I'm good, Tiffany. How are you? So when you look at those kind of things and you understand that we could have a better trade with Canada. Canada has all the same resources. We don't need to have a fight with Canada. You have Ukraine calling our leader a bitch. At this point, you just let Russia do what Russia's going to do. And if we're smart, we'll withdraw ourselves completely from NATO. Because if NATO puts boots on the ground and Russia and them are still going at it, and they kill NATO soldiers, once again, World War III. Like, it doesn't really matter where we are right now. We're all completely in this entanglement, and it's just waiting for a pole or a board to fall over all the webs. That's it. That's what World War III looks like right now. We are all on the post. And a lot of people do not understand that. They don't get it. They have no idea that we should not even be trying to negotiate. At this point, we should be withdrawing completely from Ukraine. And some people might not agree with that, and that's okay. But the moment soldiers from another country start dying in Ukraine, buckle up, it's time. And we have been so close to having soldiers over there for years. I think it would be better if we withdrawed from it. We worked on our better foreign relations with Canada, figured things out with Mexico. And if NATO keeps wanting to push these issues, let them push them on their own. We're pretty much just the cash front runner for Ukraine, if you guys did not realize, or for NATO, for all of it. Gabriel, you agree? Yeah, it is definitely times are turning, and if you guys don't realize, there's a lot of political propaganda out right now. So you have the left hating the right. Everyone hates everyone because they voted Trump. Everybody on Trump's side hates everyone that's liberal. That's a bunch of political nonsense that's going on because ultimately every war, like world war, and we're understaffed, has resulted in a draft. We're understaffed. Hello, Kelly. Hello, friend. How are you? We got we got so many people in here. We got Billy D, we got Chrissy, we got Joey, we got Homestead, we got Kelly. We got everybody over here. Well, 26 of us, which is perfect. It's a lot more peaceful. But there's a lot of political propaganda going right now. And it's the whole keep yourself looking left and keep yourself looking right. If we are, I have always said we're really close. Well, not always. In the last couple of years, we are very close to World War III. Right now, we are hitting the deciding factors of World War III. If we stay engaged with Ukraine and we start sending soldiers over, we're in. We're in. I don't understand it either, Billy D. I don't. Yep. Yes. So, Gabriel, I agree. I agree with you 100%. And my friend Tony, he passed away. He was killed by a member of the cartel. And his family is first generation here. And there is so much racism. So much racism. Mhm. And they because and I don't know if it's the same for you, and however you vote is not my political like, I don't get an opinion. I don't pay your taxes. I don't get an opinion on it. But because his family is more conservative and they're first generation, they moved here from Mexico. When they took their citizenship test, our families all did a big party together, stuff like that. But now his family is being called racist. And then vice versa. Like there's so much racism because they voted a different way. There's just so much propaganda right now, so much hate. I've been tagged in so many videos claiming that I'm anti-LGBTQ even though my mom was bi and I grew up with stepmom, like a stepmom, like there's no other words for it. But because if I voted different than somebody, I'm an abomination. And that makes my stomach sick because I feel like I'm not really Republican and I'm not really liberal. I'm more apolitical, like I'm like in the middle. I do lean a little bit more conservative because truthfully, I love my guns, okay? That's probably the most area that lean conservative. Yeah, and there's all these other apps that are like preaching hate. Like I feel like TikTok I used to love TikTok, but I feel like it's a perfect weapon for complete civil unrest. Complete civil unrest. And Gabriel's like, "I love my guns too." Right? So, like, I grew up extremely liberal, but that's changed. The fundamentals of that have changed, and I honestly think it kind of flopped. I don't think a lot of people realize that. I feel like the liberal versus conservative, right? We're not talking Democrat versus Republican. Not every country has the same, but you have more liberal thinking, more conservative thinking. Okay, so liberal thinking used to be a long time ago, used to be more gardening, natural remedies, um, getting away from consumerism, box stores, um, freedom of speech, like, it was more this. And then you had conservative, which was more, Christian values, um, taxes, like, not having taxes. That conservatives really have always kind of been like, "No." They've more preached towards the middle class man. I feel like everything is definitely, like, flipped because now you have conservatives who are like, "No, I don't want to have" oh, yeah, like liberal, um, vaccines, stuff like that. Like, that was considered like that was normal for somebody to challenge if you wanted to do those things. And now you have conservatives that are like, "No, I don't wanna get this vaccine." And then people are, like, spinning out of control, and I'm like, "What?" Like, I grew up in Oregon, like, as just a straight hippie. I had 2 moms. When did it become alright to start telling people to get jabs? No matter what. I feel like, yeah, being pro-war has definitely flipped, I agree. Like, I was super anti-war, and now we have conservatives that are like, "Y'all, we don't wanna go to World War III. This no, no, And you guys understand that when your economy starts to crash, you're always gonna go into a war. That's what our country has always done. During any economical, like, downward world spiral, we go into a war because wars make money. And we have been on this brink for a while. So, I don't think anybody should look at things as like, "Oh, I'm a Republican," or, "Oh, I'm a Democrat." I'm a conservative. That's the same with the yeah, no, the garden, minimal vaccines, whole foods, right? But it's flipped over the last 20 years. So then I just feel like I'm more apolitical. Like, I don't want anyone taking our guns away. I don't believe in the running like a girl method. I don't like that trend. I can't stand it. I can't believe it that's what's trending on TikTok. Like, oh, we're fighting for women to be strong, and people are complaining about women's rights, but then everybody's making a trend of run like a girl. No, fight, like, fight. It's yep, but I don't judge what people do for them and their families, I agree. So we're very much bound to with the way the economy is to just go into a spiral towards war, which is no longer being in a cold war with Russia, right? Like, Cold War, it was just we both were building nukes, we both did not like each other, we both were just kind of, "Meh." Are we libertarian? I don't know, Jeremiah, are we? I don't know, Jeremiah. I always wonder on this. I do. I really do wonder on this because I'm like, does anybody else in the chat feel the same way where they don't really lean either way? And I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of making triggering posts so that people will stop following me because at this point, it's not worth trying to save. Oh, yeah. Matt, yeah, it's definitely on the way. I'm done trying to save people. People who wanna learn and wanna start their gardens, wanna learn how to can, wanna learn how to freeze dry, wanna get, stocked up, second amendment, or I don't even have to say second amendment on this app. Oh my god, I love YouTube so much, you guys. Wanna have guns, wanna stock up on your ammunition. I don't have to talk like a toddler over here. It's so nice. I don't agree with anything on any level of all politics. I don't. And I feel like that's what all of our rights are, is that we're allowed to be like, "Oh, I like this bill, but I don't like that bill." Or, "Oh, I lean with that, but I don't really like that." I feel like we all are allowed to have that. So I've been just kind of posting triggering stuff just to weed out the squishmallows because I can't have them. Sally, honestly, I'm on Australia and I'm worried. What do you mean? What do you mean, Sally? Honestly, I'm in Australia and you're worried. You've helped with prep. Where have I gone wrong? What do you mean, where have you gone wrong? If you're prepping, you haven't gone wrong. No, you haven't gone wrong at all. Uh-uh. And what are you actually worried about? Like, the world news, because I don't get Australian news, but from what I've heard from my friends from overseas, they said, "Yeah, America doesn't look great right now." I agree simply, Mark. Most Republicans of today are Democrats of the '80s and the '90s. Yeah, that's what the government's supposed to be exactly. You're in the middle, you don't really like the extreme things like 8 nowhere I prepped. Shit, I shouldn't. And watched you corrected my thinking. I'm so proud of you. So are you prepping only the things that you eat now? Sally, if you don't mind me asking. You live in Oregon, hate Portland, think people should keep prepping and training. I agree, Jib Money. You couldn't pay me. I used to love Portland when I was a kid. You could not pay me to go through there. That is like I want to say a war zone. It's bad. It's bad over there. About World War III. Yeah, World War III. It is. It's very alarming. It's just it's not looking good. New York State, yeah, New York State's really bad. The crime is really there's just a lot of stuff. Like a lot of states are a complete dumpster fire. Like proud Oregonian, grew up in Eastern Oregon, and I can't go back. Aubrey, it's sad. Like I remember going to the Rose Garden when I was like in 6th grade. And my kids, I showed them photos and they were like, "That place is beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, we don't go there no more." And she was like, "We can't go visit?" I'm like, "Oh, no, no." I wanted to take them to OMSI and I was like, "Nope, mm-mm, nope, you can't pay me to go back to Oregon." That is what the demise of a state that's you have Eastern Oregon filing petitions with their counties trying to get relinquished to go to Idaho. I don't know if that will ever happen. Seattle is really bad. Yep, yep. My in-laws live over in that direction, and we won't take the kids there. I don't think my kids should see the use of drugs on the street. My kids have grown up pretty sheltered away from things, and my 13-year-old, my 11-year-old, my 8-year-old, they shouldn't see people doing drugs. It's just sad to see, and that's where we need to focus in on our country, especially with prepping. Like, what happens if something happens? Like, that's a very open-ended question, you guys. So, a lot of people don't realize the West Coast is the closest to Russia, Alaska is. So, what, we don't try to have some level of peace with Russia? People don't realize Russia literally can look to the right, and there we are. And a lot of people are very uneducated when they look at Russia. They think Russia, and I'm here in the middle, but really, if you're on the West Coast, you're right next to Russia. And people don't realize it. Especially people on the East Coast don't realize how close Russia is. You're in the West, Carolinas, and it's pretty much oh, yeah, you've seen North Carolina is 100% dumpster fire. Oh, yeah, and then they've also been ravaged by the hurricane. Like, we have so many states that are in absolute dismay right now. They're 55 miles away from Alaska. Even living on the East Coast, I'd prefer not to piss Russia off, right? Like, I don't feel like Russia's the one. I really don't want a cold winter. I really I mean, I prep a lot, but that one's gonna be rough. That one's gonna be rough. Is anybody in here preparing, gas masks, potassium iodide? What? What are you guys prepping with everything that's going on? I'm not gonna lie, I will be going to Heber, Utah to look at plate carriers for children. Never thought I'd say that one out of my mouth. Oh, Cypher, I agree. We're due for, like, shit hitting the fan this year. I've said it for, like, the last 2 years. I'm like, "We're about 5 years out from shit, like, truly hitting the fan." A lot of this stuff that's happened in the last 16 years is not reversible. It's also not sustainable on any level. So, when you look at it, it's petrifying to think that as the time has gone by, I haven't been wrong. Oh, I agree, Cypher. Stock markets, the stock, did you see how high it's climbing right now in some areas? And almost after every climb like that, it's completely crashed. Yeah, that will definitely kick it off. I feel like Cypher has watched the same graphs as I have because he went straight there. He went straight. An economical collapse is not far. It's not far. You're building up on your water food stock since we use some of it. Yep. Yes. Yes, Kayla, I would take it. I have Hashimoto's and I would take potassium iodine over being exposed to radiation. All it is it's to block your thyroid from absorbing. So with Hashimoto's, you still have a thyroid. So your thyroid pretty much pumps everything everywhere through your body. So what it's doing is it's stopping um radiation. So yes, I would take it. I have Hashimoto's and I have a massive stockpile, like massive. Got to get the fresh pills. Yeah, Iosat also is some of the best pills out there. You definitely want to make sure. Hold on, let me go grab it really quick. Even just having one on hand, if you have a family, the reason I love them on the Iosat is the dosing guide that you can use with the other potassium iodine. With the potassium iodide, okay. So on this one is the Iosat, but on the back, and I have this cut out and laminated in a go bag, but it is the dosing chart, and this is for 130 milligrams. Children 12 to 18 years old that weigh at least 150 pounds, one whole tablet. Children over 12 to 18 years old that weigh less than 150 pounds, half a tablet. So 65 milligrams. So it breaks down the guide and on how many milligrams. I just love the guide itself. So I have that put away because I have 3 kids. You can only take it 2 weeks at a time, yes, or until the threat has gone away. So there has been times where they've said that you can take it longer, but yeah, it's a 2-week. This is just a 2-week set. They're getting more expensive. Yep. I think it also has to do with the economical and worldwide leaders. How many in here think that other countries we have it's Steph, right? Sally. You're from Australia. Have they been talking about World War III in Australia? I don't know if Sally's still in here. But other a lot of my followers from different countries, they're like, it's looking bad. And then here's, the United States is like drama and TikTok. Let's hate each other over politics while other countries are like, y'all okay over there? Because y'all look wild. But I do. I like this part. I've like cut that one. Mira, Officer KD, Mira, and Parcel Safety. Parcel Safety, I do have promo codes for. Mira has better. I'm trying to get on with Mira. Mira has a kids one. And that's what I'm getting my kids. Just been saving up because they're expensive as all get out. But I won't risk my kids' lives. But parcel safety has good ones too. Oh, yeah, 1% are probably already stocking up. I agree. I think the 1%, I think that they've already been building bunkers. LKM's from Canada. I've heard a lot about World War III talk up here. It's not a main focus point for people, though? Okay. I think that if we would just stop arguing with Canada, Canada has the same minerals for the mineral deal with Ukraine. We could be stronger and with on good terms with Canada, make an agreement that direction, be the military strength Canada needs because they do. They need us. We need them too. Okay? It's not one side or another. It is definitely 1% have bunkers or have moved. Yeah. Mhm. When y'all start seeing rich people build a ton of bunkers all in the same like 5 years, that's when I'm like, are we okay? Are you sure? Are you sure we're doing okay? Because I'm not sure we're doing okay. But yeah, KD, I have like the ST100X and then I have the NB100 from Parcel. But for kids, Mira's the route to go with kids. 100%. Like why y'all building bunkers? Because they all have heard other rich elitists joking around. I mean, let's be real on this. You have actors being paid to go cry at war scene. Like, yeah, that deal will never happen with Trudeau in the office except for by force. Yep. Our prepping community talk about fair bit about World War III. Our government news channels don't say anything until it's here, basically. I agree. Mhm. When I did a podcast in Australia, they like, could not understand why I prep for World War III. Then they asked me if I thought Biden was a robot, and I was like, "No." And they were like, "Do you think the earth is flat?" And I was like, "No." And then they were what else did they say on that podcast? It was really funny. They were like, "Ooh, then why do you prep?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know." And, like, I just, like I couldn't even answer them at that point. I was just like, "Oh god. They really think conspiracy theorists are crazy." And then I kinda, like, wrapped it back around and I was like, "So what happens if war breaks out?" And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, you know that most of the world is having shortages in different food. Do you guys have shortages in your grocery store in Australia?" I was like, "We would end up being back on ration cards and we would be going back into World War II era." But because of the amount of the population, the supply and demand, I feel like it would be hit astronomical compared to other places. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button in here if you're liking this live. Because I don't know about you guys, we have shortages here all the time. We're in an egg shortage. I don't know if Australia's in an egg shortage. Is Canada in an egg shortage? LKM, do you see any shortages in your grocery store? I'm just curious with people who are from different countries. I'm going to grab my phone really quick. And I feel like something is stirring off because I've had about 12 reporters reach out to want to do an article. Sally, yes, we have egg shortages here as well. Honestly, our people trust the government and the rest of us aren't brainwashed. Okay, so LKM, Canada's doing good. Canada's doing good. All right, I'm a little jealous. Can I move up there? United States is a little rocky. I'm just kidding. I'm staying. Okay, we're staying here. We're staying here. So, what are some of the prepping items that you guys are working on stocking up on and prepping? Cypher, I live in Florida and I've seen shelves wiped clean in 48 hours. Oh, I agree. Right, Cypher? A lot of people don't realize, and Cypher is a perfect example. He or she, I don't know, it's perfect, perfect example. Did you guys know that in a grocery store, if shit hits the fan, there's relatively like 3 to 5 days of food in there and that's it. It will be wiped, wiped. And I've received a lot of threats lately of people being like, "I'm gonna come to your property." Today, I had a gentleman try to say that he knew where my property is, and he's like, "I have grazing permits near you." And I was like, "There's no grazing permits. I own like 80 acres. That's miles." No. No. But people don't realize, like, when there is a true disaster such as you have natural disasters, grocery stores get wiped, and it takes a while for them to rebuild their stock back up, to replenish what has been taken. How long do your guys' shelves stay empty during a hurricane? Until the roads and everything get put back up, right? Till everything calms down? They used to have a large warehouse space in stores, and now they get daily deliveries? Yeah. 4 to 5 days, yep. Oh, I know. Jeremiah, I ask that question almost daily. How many people forgot what our shelves looked like during the pandemic? I feel like the movie Homestead, I don't know if you guys saw my review on COVID, on Homestead. When they're at the grocery store, that was a prime example. Who in here saw people arguing over groceries or panicking? Like people were straight up panicking. There was people arguing. I remember people arguing in the store over toilet paper, and I was like, Y'all don't buy it in bulk? Like, hi. Only for why was Australia crazy about toilet paper? Was this like a worldwide, like everyone thought when the pandemic hit that everybody was gonna shit their pants? Absolutely, Aubrey. I saw a fist fight over toilet paper. Like, what was it? Like, did they think everybody was just gonna get COVID and then they were just gonna shat themselves? No way, Homestead. No way. Yeah, pandemic times were awful. And I've had people come in and report me on TikTok and say, "Well, I'm going to report you because you're giving false information." And I'm like, "Y'all did not see what I saw?" Like, I used our preps. I was like, "Oh, we ain't going to the store. We'll live off of pasta for the next couple weeks." Madhouse for yes. Annabelle, I can feel that. That was the first place people went, Victoria says. Oh, yeah. So many people eat out. I don't think people realize the repercussions of Uber. Like, how many small businesses went out of sell or out of business with their restaurants? And then you have all this, like, everybody wants their stuff delivered. I mean, shit, I should have thought of Uber. I would have been a millionaire. You didn't know I was Live Hope? Make sure to hit that notification bell and do that thumbs up. We didn't go to the stores the entire lockdown. We didn't go for almost 9 months. Like, we only went for milk. That is it. I refused to, like, participate in anything, and we went to Washington. We took the kids. We lived out of the RV. My kids didn't even know that it was mandated to wear masks anywhere because we parked up by the beach, and I homeschooled from the beach. Be affected by it? Oh my God, Billy D. The canning lid shortage during COVID was insane. That was the first time I started using lids. I couldn't even believe it. YouTube is still not telling me when you're live with notifications literally on for you. Do any of you guys know how to do the bell? How do you do the bell? I'm trying to remember. Like you have to hit like the bell for notifications and then subscribe, right? I feel like I should know how to do this, but I'm so new to YouTube. Also, if you're in the Discord, it will notify you, or it should. I don't know if it did. So let's say, I don't know. Let's pick a prepper. Pick a prepper. Idaho prepper. Okay. I'm going to pause his. Oh, God. Why is he doing me again? What? Nate, we're going to have a talk. He did me again?
Charmingly frugal has an amazing shade at this particular channel. If you can afford a Ready Wise food bucket, you can afford rice and bean and mylar bags. It uses all kinds of euphemisms, the wording on the labels to make you think that it's actually going to be good. But I assure you that anybody who is actually trying.
He did another one. I didn't know he did this one.
I don't know what dog tastes like, but I presume it's something like that. Okay, now we are talking. If you have disposable income.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry. I am laughing hysterically right now because I just got an ad for Canadian Prepper, and of course it's my video that's on it. Nate, I did not know you did this, my friend. Canadian Prepper caught me off guard on that one. He caught me off. This is my video, guys. That's me. 28 servings. I know. Why do you gotta yell at me? He's gonna yell at me. Hold on.
There's 50 servings in a chocolate bar. That doesn't mean like what constitutes a serving, right?
Y'all should be just laughing at this.
Okay, well,
No. How did I end up on this? How'd you turn my video into an advertisement? You turned my video into an advertisement? We're gonna argue. We're gonna argue for a little bit. He's right. He's right. He's right. I don't know if you guys could hear that video, but he's 100% right. Because what I consider a serving size, you might not consider a serving size. What I eat, you're not going to. Dang it. I was trying to figure out how to turn on a bell notification. I roll up on one of my videos again. Stressing me out. No, nobody else thought that was funny in here. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Jeremiah, he was very, very much right on it. So sometimes I get hyper focused in numbers over a serving size. Oh, you couldn't hear him? Oh, it was my video. One of my many viral videos. he was doing another video on, which is fine. It's fine. But he was right. He was right when it came to Ready. I'm not going to say the whole name, but he is right because there isn't a lot of protein. And for me and my family, we've been focusing on prepping a lot more protein. Deplorable garbage. Hello. Welcome in. But he actually linked me up with this company, which is phenomenal, and I've been nothing but blown away. This is the same food that I take every time I go out to the off-grid property. So, just so that we're all, like, aware, like, me and him are friends. I have no problem with him using my videos. I just didn't expect the moment I open my phone that there's an advertisement with one of my videos on it, and I'm like it's one of those, like, "Shit, how did I end up here again?" It's hard, you know? Sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself. But he's been nothing but helpful, especially with helping get my Canadian friends freeze-dried food because the border is stopping that because they're considering it. Oh, he probably did. I'm gonna text, "I just saw your advertisement." Should we finish watching the video? Like, should we just, like, watch it? I've never seen these advertisements, so
They use real meat. Number three, freeze drying is very
I don't
expensive.
think it's an advertisement. I think this is literally a short.
You could just turn around.
That's me.
No, turn around.
That's me.
Please don't do it. Please.
You can get 132 servings.
No.
That's my
It's not about the
video.
servings. As Westerners,
Can you hear it?
we just think we're going to rise to the occasion. We think we're going to be so badass. It doesn't matter if we have to go cannibal. We'll do anything to survive. But your sensitivities are still going to be there when the lights go out. Anyways, man, go check
You
out
can't
her
hear the
channel.
sound?
It's great stuff. It's just we have this ongoing beef with respect to the food buckets.
We have an
That's my
ongoing
only
beef
point of
with the
contention
food bucket.
whatsoever with this channel. I think it's a great channel and everybody should go and subscribe to.
Oh, he said this is a great channel that he thinks everyone should go and subscribe to. That was really nice.
It is just that one thing. Like
That was actually really, really nice.
I'm about to make my armor. Y'all know I have been taking this for.
That was really nice. Dang it. That was funny, though. I didn't expect that one. That one was raw, caught on live. He's like, y'all's a great channel. He's great, too. He's a really great guy. But it's when he goes, we have an ongoing beef with these food buckets. We do. It's an old beef. It's like 4 months old. Like a 4 month old beef. It's I wouldn't even consider it beef because he was right. Because when I looked at the bucket meals, right, and then I broke down the calories, and I broke down the serving sizes. But what's the serving size? Is it a quarter of a cup? The beef is with the food buckets. Like literally, it's over the beef quantity of inside the food buckets. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. Do you guys all think I should change my name back to Charmingly Frugal over here or no? Somebody copied the way I record videos when I do my prepping in the stores here and called it frugal prepping. So I kind of want to keep my name as Doomsday Queen over here just because, I mean, it's probably a horrible branding idea. It is. So I do agree because, you know, I said 28 serving sizes. There's some of the Mountain House up there. I can eat one of these to myself, and it is considered 2 serving sizes, but I'll eat one to myself. Keep it Doomsday Queen. Okay. All right, deplorable. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot because Doomsday Queen only arose because the New York Post tried to make preppers look crazy and they were like, she's the queen of doomsday. And I literally logged online, created an email address, and then stole this account. And I was like, Doomsday Queen, done. All because the New York Post tried to spin me in a bad light. So I was like, oh, you're going to spin me in a bad light? Then fine. Fine. That's definitely one serving. Girls gotta make that. True. I'm gonna eat this whole thing. Joey, you're so funny. You are funny. But when it comes down to it, like he wasn't wrong. And then that was one of the reasons why I actually truly love this company because I try to focus on getting as much protein as possible for my family. And I guess you know that that's when you made it, when Canadian Prepper like makes you into an advertisement. Somebody help me with my marketing technique because I don't know if it's going well. Let me know. Let me know in the comments of what you think I should do better. Sorry, Joe Biden called his garbage. Voice check. Got that wrong. I'm at work. Oh, okay. That sounds like a good idea. That's where you got your name. You know, Hillary called us deplorable. And I didn't call this garbage, and I embrace both the deployable. I freaking love your name. Deplorable garbage. It's when somebody says something, if you can't turn a diss around and make it into something positive, that's what you have to do, especially in social media too. I could take one person's video about me and then cry about it, or I could be like, dang, he's right. And as much as I want to say the Canadian prepper's wrong, he's right. He's right. He was right. He was right. I just can't believe that video was the first one. I was trying to figure out how to hit notification bell because I do follow him. So I was like, let me try to figure out how to do that. But learning how to do this YouTube thing, it's definitely a new venture for me. I'm learning. So if you guys do watch my videos, please leave comments down below because that's how I kind of gauge if you like it or if you hate it. Doomsday Queen sounds sweet. Perfect. I'm charmingly frugal on TikTok. I would change my name over there, but I'm verified. So apparently I'm stuck with that. So if the app goes dark, I mean, then it is what it is. I like Doomsday Queen a lot more. I mean, if you have the New York Post saying you're the Queen of Doomsday, you might as rise up and live to the name. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. You haven't watched the Homestead video, so you can't watch the review. Courtney, I need you to watch the review. You have to watch the review. I think there was really good components of that movie. Phenomenal components. I think there is flaws, but every movie has their flaws, right? Oh, see, Jeremiah knows how to do it. Tap on the bell icon next to the channel to make sure it's on for notifications. I'm learning the YouTube lingo. Thank you, Jeremiah. You are seriously an MVP right there. Thanks, Joey. Yeah, just make sure you go and comment under it. It really helps. Still got to finish it. You think it was a great review? Oh, thanks, Joanna, because it took me like 4 days to edit. Y'all, YouTubers are no joke. There's a lot of editing that goes into it. I did drop new recipes for freeze-dry wholesalers today. Better shot at your war wall. Oh, you call it the war wall? Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I guess I'm taking the mic and I'm taking the laptop. I'm learning YouTube, but I will go take it that way. I'll take you to the chaos. We're dropping mics and all kinds. I don't know. How far can I go? I guess unplug, right? So it goes in like this. I hope you guys can still hear me. So freeze dryer is over here. And then you got your number 10s, canned protein. I do a lot of my own canning. All of these buckets are filled with Mylar right now. They are supposed to get moved out to the property. This is all freeze-dried food. I kind of like rummaged through because of what I was taking out into the field with me. I hope that this is Oh god, I'm not very good at leveling a camera. I was not meant to be a YouTuber. Let's just say that. I'm learning.